Welcome to the TNT Boys podcast. I'm Kale Daly. This is Sam Moore. Today is April 4th. Sam, how are we doing today or this week?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Kale?
Pretty all right. Been spending the morning cleaning the house and whatnot. These things set up and had some new little upgrades. And hopefully the camera's going to stay on this time. But if it don't, then I guess I got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Technical difficulties. Fun times.
Mm-hmm.
But how's your, we need a fitness journey update. How's that going?
So I think last week I said that I have lost about 20 pounds as of last Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
Had an okay week. A lot of stuff going on with Maya's birthday, working later, stuff trying to get done around the house since the weather's changing. I've been to the gym, I would say, well, after today, it'll be 4 out of the 6 days.
Yeah.
So I went last night, did my, cardio like I always do.
Yep.
And weighed myself. And I thought I had a shitty week of...
just gym and nutrition and everything?
Yeah, but I just kept that. I didn't change up anything with my diet. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I was still in the same range I was last Friday. So that made me feel good this morning.
So, like, you weren't able to hit the gym as consistently as you wanted, but you stayed on track with the nutrition.
Right. Yes. And that's so, because Thursday, we drove to Sioux City for Maya's birthday. She won a hoo-ha. Surprisingly enough, I only had one plate.
Nice.
So I made, noodles, green peppers, obviously beef. I had some green peppers in there, and then I put, what else did I put? Cilantro.
I've been to hoo-ha in years.
Honestly, she still loves it, a lot. Over the one downtown, but I prefer the one downtown. I think it has fresher ingredients.
Yeah. I think the one time I went to hoo-ha, I just didn't I didn't know what I was doing. It's weird. But now if I went, I'd be since I've been to Mongolian Grill, it's very similar, if not exactly the same. It's just a different type of restaurant, but that's good, man. That same night though, I was I wanted to work out at the Pierce gym, and I'm like, I'm going to work out there tonight. You're like, not going to be home. So I had Molly get me in that gym.
I figured. I saw the sheet yesterday. I was trying to read the signature. I was like, who the fuck is this? I can't read this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
it's still all you on that paper. It's
for the most part. I think me and her sister are the only names on there.
Yeah.
But I got Kale pretty good on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I'm still mad at you. Go to heck.
Should we tell him what I did?
Go ahead.
So
it was I will say it's very evil. Very evil. And very I
was laughing, but Mary was like, he's gonna be so mad at you. And she was telling me to call it at a certain point, and I just kept going with it.
You're pretty bad about egging shit on, and I hate when you do that to me.
Well, see, the thing is, Kale,
you know you like to rage bait me.
You're easy to rage bait, and you just eat it up. You fall right into the trap. And the thing is sometimes you catch on, and then I feel like you're just playing along just because it's funny.
This time I did not.
That's what I thought you were doing. But anyway, I was telling him that one of my bosses at my job had been listening to a couple of our episodes or whatever and didn't that I was cussing here and there. I try not to cuss too much on here, but obviously once in a while.
I'll give you my opinion or my thoughts after when you're done.
Also that I was promoting the Pierce gym because I work at a gym, and I've been talking a lot about the Pierce gym on this podcast, obviously, because, that's where I've been helping Kale out. But they're not even direct competitors at all. So it's I just made it up, but
it's just your typical swanton gym.
But it's easier to it's kind of easy to, I guess, believe that they would someone might say that
something what I crossed my mind
in a what if scenario. And then I was like, yeah, man. So they said they won't write me up if I quit the podcast. And I was like, I don't want them, to put in I don't want them to say anything bad about me, for future stuff or whatever.
Which, I was like, oh, well, I get that,
and he was understanding. And I was like, so yeah, man, I'm in a really tough spot here. And he was just he was just eating it up, man. It was funny. And then he actually did ask at one point, he was like,
I know what fucking day it is.
I was like, are you actually being serious, or are you joking because it's April 1st? And I was like, no, man, like that's just how they're being right now. It's, I don't like it any more than you do, obviously. But and then eventually I asked the question, so who are you going to replace me with? And then he went off. He sent me like a paragraph of just like this, and this, da 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 da. Fuck this, fuck that. And then I was like, dude. He's like, what? April Fools. And then I knew he was over it the minute he sent me a video of his meal prep. He's like, I'm still mad at you, but look at this. I got beef and veggies and all this good stuff. And I'm like, looks good, man. So, and I also got my client Scott really good on April Fool's Day. So
I would love to see that. That would have been funny.
He almost started crying.
Oh.
But then I was like, April Fools. I'm like, it's okay, Scott. It's all good.
So my thoughts when he told me was, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do here. Then, it kept going on, and I got to the point where I sent you that paragraph. My guitar is like, yeah, fuck the why, not stepping one more foot in that damn building, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. He doesn't actually mean that. It's just in this scenario that I made up.
I was like,
That's
man, how
thinking.
am I going to break this down to Zach? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. I was ready to be honest, you're irreplaceable. So, I mean, I got no one else that would have time to do this or want to do this. So,
right. I mean, it's, and like you said, have a time. It's more about like making time for it, Well, because no one has time. Like it's something you got to create time for. You got to prioritize it, but it's something that if you're going to do, you better do it,
Well, like
and
that.
That's what we're trying to get back to that level of.
I had when I sent you that big old paragraph, that was actually me pissed off because I was like, well, what the fuck? I just spent a lot of money. I had to just bought some lights and, look at, we got new stuff going on here.
I could tell you were pissed.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
I could tell that was a rage paragraph.
The fact was.
Were you talking to Maya about it during that whole spiel?
Yeah. Yeah. And then.
Was she believing it?
At first, and then she's like, oh. I even called my mom and told her about it. She's like, he's probably pulling something on you. I said,
you called your mom?
Yeah, because I was like, well, what should I go to my mom for stuff because I need advice for this. Like, what do I do? She does her best. And like, I don't know.
Did you eventually call her back? Tell her it was a prank.
I finally talked to her yesterday because we've both been busy. But I was like, yeah, this asshole was fucking lying to me. But
I'm sorry, Mama Kale. I'm sorry, Kale's mom. I was just joking.
I'm still mad at you for it.
No, he's not.
Oh, I am.
He's all right.
I am. I can tell you, I'm still mad at you for it.
Oh, yeah, whatever. You'll be all right.
Other than that, I mean, the rest of the week was... I will say this, my week started off good, and Wednesday came. Then from there, it just went downhill until yesterday.
Did it get worse after that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I probably sparked something. Anyway, bitch. I had a pretty good week. But yeah, I did go work out at the Pierce gym. What was it? Thursday night. And Molly got me in because Kale was, I'm not home. And I could tell you were still kind of mad, but I also knew it was Maya's birthday and you wanted to treat her to a night out. It was good, but we got some good stuff for you guys today. I was kind of in my bag this week, conjuring up some stuff all around the sports world, especially in the football world, NFL and Husker college, and then obviously March Madness, and also UFL going back to football. But before we dive all into that, we both want to kind of again remind everyone.
Me actually more, but
well, I just wanted go for it then.
So we talked about Clinton Portis last week.
Oh no, I was gonna do the plug right here at the top.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Just want to remind everyone of the Swearing is Caring event, Saturday, April 25th from 4 to 8 p.m. at District Event Center. Come on down, check it out. Donate to a good cause, have some food, have a few brewskis, and have a good old time. All right, let's get into it. NFL around the league. Kale, why don't you go ahead and apologize to the viewers about this first one.
So last week we were talking about Clinton Portis. I guess he went back and watched it, and it was from 2021. But when I saw the article, it was a fresh article from Sports Keto Football. Yet again, they have failed me once again, and now I'm just gonna stop believing everything they have on there because they use it for wrestling, and then they suck.
Yeah.
But
I was just gonna say, because I like listening to Club Shay Shay for some of the guests he's had on there, like Johnny Manziel.
I enjoyed that one.
He's had John Elway on there, was a good one. He's had a few good ones, and Clinton Portis was like, oh, okay, like I'll listen to that one. And I looked it up on Spotify, and I was listening to it, and it got to a part where Shannon asked Portis to name his top 5 current running backs of today, and one of them was like Dalvin Cook. And I'm like, wait, Dalvin Cook hasn't been good for years. So I had to go back and check the date of the episode. I'm like, 2021. Oh shit. We just talked about some 5-year-old updates on the podcast yesterday. So I had to tell Kale, I'm like, we should probably like address that in the next episode. So yeah. But go ahead and check that out if you want. It's a good episode of Club Shay Shay. Shameless plug, as Daniel would say. Anything else on that, Kale?
Not really. I was just gonna say I enjoyed his episode with I can't remember the comedian's name. I know who he is. I just can't remember his name. Where he was talking all conspiracy theories.
I don't know if I've seen that one. He's had Marshawn Lynch on there. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
The brain fart started there.
No, that's all right. I know he's also had Chad Johnson on there, who he that's his nightcap co-host.
Oh yeah. Chad
And
Johnson's
also,
always funny with him. I
yeah.
just love Chad Johnson. He's good shit.
And then they have this guy. He was an NBA player. His name is Joe, and I don't know his full name, but he's kind of a regular on there now too on Nightcap. But we'll move on to the next NFL Around the League bullet point. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn states he has no doubt that Geno Smith will be their starting quarterback in 2026. He says, he's our guy.
Why'd you say it like that?
He's our guy. Because it's Geno Smith, man. And the coach is like, yep, he's our guy. He's going to take us. He did also say he's going to take us to the promised land. Geno Smith is going to take the Jets to the promised land.
I believe when I see it. So yeah, what I think about that, I think Aaron Glenn, he has a make or break this year. I think as a Detroit Lions fan, he was all right as DC. I just hope he has a better year. I guess I could just say that.
Is this going to be his second or third year as the head?
Second.
Okay. So, like, I feel like it's almost not even fair, like, for this to be a make or break year for him. Like,
I know, but with Woody Johnson,
you got to find your quarterback. And
yeah,
I feel like, I don't know, Justin Fields maybe could have been the guy, but they just, I don't know.
But what I will say is, the reason I say make or break is like, well, one, Woody Johnson is just a prick of an owner.
That's true.
Number two, it's just a new normal around the NFL.
Yeah. I just think the Jets are doomed under Woody Johnson.
They're just a shit franchise. I mean, I can't really say much about it, but
if Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers couldn't turn that team around, what the hell is Geno Smith going to do? Like, again,
Woody Johnson.
Like Mark Sanchez almost took him to 2 Super Bowls, but
and now he's going to jail.
Yeah, and he's in jail. All right. Former Patriots All-Pro Defensive Player of the Year corner Stephon Gilmore retired this past week.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had that one really good year. Obviously, that year he won Defensive Player of the Year, and got an All-Pro selection. I think he's had a few All-Pro selections, but that one year, in 2019 with the Patriots, he was dominant, and I think that was Brady's last year with the Patriots too. He
was good on the Dallas Cowboys too.
Yeah.
His younger brother plays in the NFL. He was when he got drafted a couple years ago, he was on the practice squad for a preseason roster with the Detroit, and he played lights out. I'm surprised we didn't keep him.
Well, is he also a corner?
Yeah, linebacker corner-ish area. Secondary.
Like a nickel?
Yeah.
Safety, probably?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And he has about almost a similar name. I think his name is Steven.
Interesting. We'll go on here. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson says he definitely wants edge rusher, defensive end Jadeveon Clowney back on the Ravens this season. I don't really blame him. I think Clowney, he hasn't lived up to the hype of being a first overall pick.
He's kind of fizzled out.
But he's had a solid career, but he hasn't had the career of a first that you expect of a first overall pick. He's also getting kind of old, but he's been on a lot of teams. He's been kind of a journeyman. But you just brought in Trey Hendrickson. You fumbled Max Crosby because you're just stupid. If you can get Jadeveon Clowney like playing somewhat close to his prime, and then have Trey Hendrickson on the other side, you could get back to that dominant Baltimore defense that they're known for having on a lot of their best teams. Kale, what are your thoughts on that?
Javon, or I'm sorry, I always say his name.
Jadeveon.
We'll just say Cloudy like we always do.
Yeah.
He's had a great college career when he was in college, but he did pretty good for a while, and then now it seems like he's really fizzled out to where no one sees him anymore. And I thought he'd been out of the league. I thought he was a free agent.
Was it the Rose Bowl one year? It was a bowl game one year where
it was like a shit bowl.
He hit stick the running back though.
It was
forced a fumble,
Lattimore.
And that was like, yeah. Well, no, it wasn't Lattimore.
It was South Carolina.
Yeah, but Jadeveon played for South Carolina. He wouldn't have tackled.
It was Michigan. It was Michigan.
It was Michigan. Yeah. And he hit stick that linebacker and forced the fumble, and it ended up being like the game-winning touchdown or something. It was like crazy.
Running back, you said linebacker. Because Michigan was on offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you said linebacker, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway,
My bad.
Go ahead. I have something I want to say about Todd here in a second.
Oh yeah. So the next topic here, Browns head coach Todd Monken says they will have a 3-way quarterback competition, but he doesn't expect to split the reps equally, which I thought was interesting. But obviously, we all know the 3 quarterbacks are going to be Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson. And then another thing he also said this past week, he wants to reintroduce a fullback back into their offense. I don't know if they signed one yet or if they're looking at one or anything, but I haven't checked their roster out recently. But I think with that quarterback competition, I kind of feel like Dylan Gabriel is the odd man out there. What do you think?
I was just sitting here thinking about that. I think Shedeur is going to win it. Dylan Gabriel, he's okay. He could be a good backup. I think they need to move on from Deshaun, but I think there's like contract stuff going on, or will be a contract like salary crap shit going on. So
I feel like they're gonna give. I feel like Shedeur is the best option just because he's young. He's got better physical tools than Dylan Gabriel. He's younger than Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun, I feel like they're maybe gonna give him one more shot as a starter. I feel like they could, but have Shedeur in there just in case. But I feel like you just roll with Shedeur and just see what you got in a full season with Shedeur Sanders. Get him some more weapons. They have a good running back, Quinshon Judkins. They have I like that Harold Fannin at tight end. They need more wide receivers. Who knows? Maybe they tried trading for AJ Brown. But we'll get to the Eagles in a second. We got something interesting there. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting situation. I'm actually going to check their depth chart quick and see if they actually have a fullback yet.
Well, I was going to say about Todd Monken. So they had their big coaches like get together, like they always do every year.
Right, in Arizona.
They took the picture, and I believe what I saw, he was out of the picture because he missed it because he was getting a haircut for the picture. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, wow.
So I don't see a fullback on their depth chart right now, but their backup tight end is former Husker Jack Stoll. And maybe they could use him in like kind of a fullback or H-back role.
That's wishful thinking there.
Well, he's the second string tight end.
I think it'd be the best option.
Behind Fannin, but they could do that, or maybe they want to bring in like a legit fullback and not just switch a tight end.
Yeah.
To fullback.
I'm glad that he's going to try to bring the fullback in because, like,
It's been a dying breed. I appreciate coaches that still use one.
I think it's gonna catch teams off guard.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is defenses are starting to adapt to the quicker offenses, like the spread offense. Offenses spread you out now, which has called for defenses to be smaller and faster. You bring in a big 250, 260-pound fullback in there. A lot of linebackers these days are no heavier than 240. They're just gonna run your ass over, So it could provide definitely some mismatches for sure. Moving on to the Broncos. Quarterback Bo Nix should be cleared for OTAs once those start up. Was a headline I saw. So that's good for them.
Dope.
I think the Broncos, honestly, like, if Bo Nix is healthy for the AFC Championship game, I think they're in the Super Bowl instead of the Patriots, because they only lost by a little bit.
But you got to remember, a lot of their wins came from just miracles.
True, but down the stretch, Bo was starting to play really good.
I think Bo is a pretty damn good quarterback. But and adding what's his phrase from Miami?
Waddle.
Waddle and Jalen Waddle. I think that's going to really help him. Because they got who the receivers are right now.
Broncos. So they got Sutton, Waddle, Troy Franklin. I think they still have.
And they have a pretty good tight end too.
They have Evan Ingram.
Yep.
I know. Obviously, I've listening to Nightcap with Shannon Sharp. He's a former Bronco. He'd like to see them go out and get like a Darren Waller, or a David Njoku.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sharp was a former tight end, and he'd like to see them get like a bigger playmaker at tight end. But I was like, I think Evan Ingram's pretty solid. He's a little smaller, I think, than the average tight end, if I'm not mistaken, but he's fast, from what I understand, anyway.
Yep.
I want to pause real quick. How about these microphone arms, man?
They come in clutch. I've been saying anything about that the whole time.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, let me look this up real quick. Let me cook, and I can do that. I'm not holding a microphone, so
But you don't hear the
props to Kale for
I'm always thinking
installing these, man.
I'm always actually. You know what? These mounts that I got, I bought them off Etsy. It's a 3D printed mounts.
Shout out Etsy.
Well, they're called Dabble Labs.
Go give them your business, man. Go give Dabble Labs your money.
Yep. No free advertisement, but hey, no free shout-outs.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug, yes. Shameless plug.
As the milkman would say. We miss you, milkman. Anyway, staying in the AFC West, we're on to the Raiders. Head coach Clint Kubiak says getting defensive end Max Crosby back feels like getting another free agent signing.
I bet you it's more of a sign of relief for him.
I mean, with all the other players they've been signing this offseason, we'll get to the big one that just happened this week. We'll get to that. Everyone knows who it is, unless you live under a rock.
Yep,
but
I do.
But yeah, no, it's got to be huge for them, because they're adding some pieces on defense. You keep a guy like Max Crosby, who's not only a great player and produces on the field, he's also just a great leader for that team. Like he is the face, he is the vocal leader, he is the heart and soul of the Las Vegas Raiders.
What I like about the whole situation, he didn't throw a fit, he didn't have an issue. He just said, "Hey, good to be back. Let's start focusing on the new season."
I think Crosby's a class act guy. I think
I'm sure he's probably mad. But
he's pissed at Baltimore for how they handled it, but at the same time, he's going to take it in stride and just nose back to the grindstone, man.
Yep. Some team will really step up to the plate and get him, I think, in the year or two.
Staying here in around the league, moving to the NFC. Now we're on the Eagles. So this past week, this really stemmed up this past week. There are reports from the Eagles that quarterback Jalen Hurts might be the one to blame for the offensive struggles last season. And it sounds like there's tension in the locker room. So I want to say real quick, everyone's talking about A.J. Brown and how, his play has slipped up this last couple seasons, and he's just a diva. He's reading books on the sideline. and they're saying what?
That's what they're actually saying.
Literally.
He's reading books. Nerd.
But it sounds like Jalen Hurts is actually kind of might be the problem.
You know,
What do you think about that?
I've kind of seen that coming, and you know, it's kind of not really shocking in a way. It is at the same time that a Super Bowl team that has won like what 2 or 3 Super Bowls together,
Yeah.
and they're having these issues. But yes, you know what? These dynasties usually have these issues, but I don't know. I think Jalen Hurts is good. But I just think he could be drama. I think he's like sucking in the being famous part a little too much. He's not focusing on his football, his game a little bit.
I think
He's lost. He's losing. What's the word? What's the terms here?
focus.
Well, yeah, he's losing focus. But there's another one. He's more focused on the limelight and these ads and whatever. Which, by the way, did you see he shaved his mustache? He now has just a goatee. It looks really
I
weird.
did not see that.
Yeah, but I just hope he gets his shit together. He needs to be the general that he needs to be.
So I like Jalen Hurts, and I think he's a great NFL quarterback. I do think he's top 5, top 10 right now. I do. But people are saying that he looks like he doesn't care a lot of the time. He changes plays. Like he changes the play call to something that he likes more.
Well, that right there tells
like,
me there's an issue with coaching too.
In like crunch time situations, though,
Sirianni.
Apparently Hurts isn't as comfortable taking like snaps under center. He'd rather be in the gun. So it just sounds like there's a bit of a rift there between him and I don't know if it's necessarily Sirianni, but they've had a few different offensive coordinators in Hurts' time because they do so well. And then these OCs leave to get head coaching jobs, and then you're with another offensive coordinator. And I wouldn't really say Sirianni he's not a tactician coach. He's more of I really feel like he's more of a culture guy.
Yeah.
Similar to like a Dan Campbell. You know, not exactly the same.
Dan
obviously.
Campbell, I guess I would say Dan Campbell's more of like eat this bucket of nails and rusty bolts or whatever versus Sirianni. It's just Italian and hoagies and everything, and you know.
Well, no, but what I mean is they're both culture guys.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, that's what
there's a bucket of nails. Eat it
without any milk. Quoting SpongeBob. Anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, that's what I thought when I thought of that too.
When these guys aren't, their forte is culture, building culture, and that's how like their team responds to, and you know, wins and everything. And then they let their coordinators handle the play calling, the tactician side of it. And Hurts has had a few different ones. I can't name exactly how many, but that would make it tough. But at the end of the day, he's got a Super Bowl ring. He's won a Super Bowl MVP. Granted, most of that season it was off the legs of Saquon Barkley. But let's not sit here and just say Jalen Hurts did nothing. Like, he was a part of that winning team. Like, they don't win that Super Bowl without Jalen Hurts. They don't go on that run without Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has led his team to the playoffs every single year he's been the full-time starter. Like, let's not act like he's some trash quarterback who's all of a sudden, like, he won a Super Bowl last year and all of a sudden he's the problem. Like, yeah, he might have some character flaws here and there, but so does everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting situation. Obviously, his throwing accuracy and mechanics has always been kind of a topic of discussion, but I don't know. I feel like that's also the reason why, you know, the receiver, you know, A.J. Brown has been, in a sense, I guess some would say disgruntled.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting situation going on there in Philly. But then again, there's always drama in Philly. It's never going to end, no matter how good or bad they are. They've been to the playoffs 5 straight seasons, I think, now. They have a Super Bowl ring. They've won 2 out of the past, like, 8 Super Bowls or whatever. They've been to 3 of them. Like, you guys have a lot to be happy about in Philly. Just shut up, okay? Shut up. Moving on to the Lions, NFC North. Kale, why don't you take over since you're the Lions fan of the two of us?
So Lions head coach Dan Campbell has stated that they're talking about switching Penny Sewell from right tackle to left tackle, the departure of Taylor Decker.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, Sewell can play any position. I think he play anywhere on the line, and you just tell him what to do, and he'll do it.
Do you think he can switch to left tackle?
Yeah,
because the way I see it is like there's a lot of guys like Joe Thomas. He played left tackle his whole career, and I don't think he could have played right tackle.
I think he could do it
because it's a totally different position.
Not like he gets switched back unless
your anchor. I mean, you played offensive line.
Yeah,
I played offensive line a little bit.
See, I mostly played right guard, and then I got switched to left, and it was a whole new learning curve.
That was me too. When I was on the line, I was a guard, but like you would think, like it's the same, right side or left side, but it's different. Like it's the same, but it's opposite.
Yeah,
it's hard to explain, but like your anchor foot is different when it comes to
the pulling. Really fucks with you.
When it comes to pass protection, your anchor foot is different. Like concepts change. Like left side is more pass pro. Right side is more run game. Typically, unless you have a right-handed quarterback or a left-handed quarterback, then the right side is pass pro.
Yep.
But obviously, with a quarterback like Jared Goff, who one, he's a right-handed quarterback, and two, he's not the most athletic guy in the world. Like he's going to stand tall back there in the pocket. He needs a strong left tackle. I think Penei Sewell can do it, but there are certain really good offensive tackles that have played in the game who I'm not so sure if they could play both sides.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's versatile enough.
I think, he has a lot of energy to do that stuff. And, I think, like I said, you give him something to do, he'll do it.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to draft, we're going to draft a lineman in the first round. So, anyway, so they also, what I saw this week is former Detroit Lion who just retired a year or two ago and whatever. He has to return a portion of his signing bonus. So President and CEO Rod Wood said this is something they've done dating back to the days of Calvin Johnson and even Barry Sanders. That was something new I learned this week. But hey, you know what? I think if you're going to retire, you shouldn't have to give back some of the money. But yet, that's dumb.
I think it's asinine to ask someone.
It's like a fuck you.
To pay money back that you've already paid them.
Yeah, it's a fuck you.
Like, what if your job asked you, like, oh, yeah, I know you just got your paycheck this week. We're going to need, like 25% of that back, if you don't mind.
You see those companies that offer a signing bonus. If you left and within a period of that signing bonus, or like a certain period, you have to pay back whatever. I know that, but.
Well, and so I kind of read further into that article. Obviously, it says they've done this dating back to the days of Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders, and it's because part of the reason is because both those guys retired early. They retired young, and so they felt like they kind of screwed them. I think the Lions did.
Oh yeah. Well, yet again,
and so that maybe that's why they're kind of just keeping the same strategy with Ragnow.
You see, with Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders, though, with them retiring early, so like Barry Sanders. He was really great, but again, they've gotten close to like the NFC Championship or played NFC Championship. It's just like they've gotten close to going to the main thing, but they get so good, and then they just don't upgrade areas, and so with Calvin Johnson, I think Detroit would have been great if we had better management at the time.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford played great for us. I just hate how it turned out for him in Detroit, but he still played great for us.
Yeah.
He gave it his all. Went to, win a Super Bowl and down in Los Angeles first year and won MVP this year, But yet again, we had Matt Patricia as our coach. And, dude, that was a failed experiment. Everyone at the time thought, if you came from the Belichick tree, you're going to be a great coach, and which not always true. A lot of them have failed except for Mike Vrabel. Mostly. And I might be missing one.
And Mike Vrabel is off to a great start. For sure.
In New England, yes. And I think he did well
in Tennessee, too.
And again, management.
I think he got prematurely fired in Tennessee.
I think a lot of shit is people forget is the front office and the management and the ownership. And you know,
It's a shit show.
Everyone's set to blame whatever else, but you know,
Shit show.
But moving on to your Packers,
I will take over here.
I will have to say something about them. I saw, and I'm surprised we haven't brought it up.
Packers will be a potential suitor for a trade for Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson. It's not set in stone, but the Packers are in the market for a backup quarterback after Malik Willis has left for the Dolphins. Obviously, we still have Desmond Ridder and Kyle McCord. There's talks about Kirk Cousins maybe coming to Green Bay, but obviously we all know what happened there, and we'll get to that here in a bit. But Anthony Richardson, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be a huge fan of that. Maybe he could develop well in Green Bay. Obviously, we're known for developing quarterbacks. I mean, it worked for Malik Willis. Like, I wasn't sure about Malik Willis after we signed him to be our backup, and then he ended up having to start like the second game of the season, and he played great. So who's to say, you know? And then also Packers GM Brian Gutekunst wouldn't shut the door. He would not shut the door on re-signing corner Trayvon Diggs.
That would be big for you guys because, I mean,
the thing is there is like if we can bring him back on a, you know, on a team-friendly deal.
Like a year or two deal.
He doesn't have to be the number one corner.
Yeah.
You know, he can be, you know, kind of maybe a slot corner, nickel back type of DB, but he also has chemistry with Micah Parsons.
He's going to be out for 3 or 4 weeks anyway, beginning of season.
Right, but he's good friends with Micah Parsons. Like, he could be a good locker room, a good leader type presence on the team if we brought him back. Not like his
brother Stephon.
And again, nothing's set in stone. We're not, you know, it's not saying that we are re-signing him, but our GM did say he wouldn't shut the door on that happening. So, and what were you going to say?
Oh, all right. We already talked about Micah Parsons, so
okay.
I was going to bring that up.
Yep. Moving on to the NFC South, Falcons GM Ian Cunningham confirms that quarterbacks Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix Jr. will compete for the starting job. Head coach Kevin Stefanski says Tua has a chip on his shoulder and wants to prove people wrong. And the Falcons also unveiled their new uniforms.
Yeah, because they got leaked. Yeah.
What do you feel, or what are your thoughts on the quarterback situation there?
Quarterback competition, and plus Kevin Stefanski. It's not going to end well.
Do you think who do you think the better option would be, Tua or Penix? I'm voting Tua.
Yes, I'm just going to say yes.
Even with all the concussions he's had,
I'm just going to say yes to both.
I'm going to say no to both. Bring back Matt Ryan at this point.
I'm just saying yes. Yes,
Matt Ryan became the president or something, didn't he?
Yeah, somewhere up there. Yeah.
Anyway,
which sucks. Now he can't become a coach. But
Buccaneers, 2 linebackers retired within the past week. Anthony Walker, and then the big one, Levante David.
Well deserved career.
David finishes his career as the second all-time leading tackler in Buccaneers history, just behind legend Derek Brooks, who won a Super Bowl in Tampa. So did Levante David.
2, I believe, yeah. I remember.
Levante won 1 in Tampa.
I thought they won 2. No, they lost 1.
They won 1 with Brady, and then they didn't make it back. They lost to the Rams.
Oh, I thought they were in there twice.
Nope. And then Levante, he is also, obviously, for everyone watching this, he's a Nebraska Cornhusker legend, and he should be in the NFL Hall of Fame someday. I'm in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he stuck his whole career with the Bucs, and I'm sure
he carved out he's got some stats, man.
It makes Nebraska look good for it. I thought about this the other day. I was like, man, if only Alfonso Denard didn't get in trouble. Could have been right up there with him.
Well, he can't, coming out of college, there's talks of him if he could even be an inside linebacker in the NFL. They were talking like he was going to maybe have to move to safety because he was undersized.
I think
he ended up carving out a 13, 14-year career as an inside linebacker. So that's freaking awesome. And his whole career with one team.
When you get a chance, you should watch his interview with Bussin' with the Boys.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Almost done with Around the League. Moving on to NFC West, we have Cardinals. Head coach Mike LaFleur believes both Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew are good fits for his system, and I can believe that. It's more of kind of that West Coast system where the quarterback just has to get it out, and it's more based on like timing and precision and pocket passing, not really a guy like Kyler Murray who scrambles around. And both Brissett and Minshew kind of fit that game manager style of play. And then the Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua has checked into rehab, according to his attorney. Hold on. According to his attorney, Levi McCathern. Well, I mean, you've heard all the crap going on with Puka Nacua lately, haven't you?
Yeah, he's sleeping with every woman he sees.
Yeah, and he's just doing dumb stuff. Like, he's just, like, posting dumb stuff on social media. It's not even just the women thing. It's just he's just acting a fool. Like,
yes, another Antonio Brown. CTE, baby.
But see, at least he's like
doing something about it.
He's being proactive about it and going to rehab and doing the things necessary to get better, you know. So I wish nothing but the best for Puka Nacua. I hope he gets it figured out, and I hope he can have another great season for the Rams. Him and Stafford are one of the best connections in the league right now. Plus, they have Devontae Adams as well.
On the next one here, you forgot to add one that just happened yesterday.
Okay. Now we're moving on to free agency and trades. So current free agent update here with former Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. He has been rehabbing at their facility. So even though he's no longer on the team, he has been using their facility to rehab. So just something I saw yesterday. I'm sure I
hope a team picks him up.
Yeah, there's been talks from going back to the Chiefs maybe. The only thing is he's not going to be the same.
No.
I think he's going to go from being that star number one to being more of like a slot gadget guy now.
Yeah.
Which he could thrive in that role. He could have another solid, 5 years to his career if he just goes, kind of goes into more like a slot receiver gadget guy role. I think Tyreek Hill would do phenomenal. But do you have any other thoughts on that?
No, I just hope he gets picked up by somebody, but I'm sure he wants too much, so that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Bengals signed corner Jasir Taylor and safety Kyle Duggar to 1-year deals, so they're adding depth to their secondary. Steelers president Art Rooney II expects a decision from Aaron Rodgers before the draft, but Rodgers, I think either he said or his agent said that he wants $30 million to play this season.
I wonder who's going to do that, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think the Steelers are going to shell out that much money for him.
No.
And the thing is I heard this on the Max Crosby podcast as well, The Rush. He had a really good take on it. He said, is Aaron Rodgers worth $30 million in today's quarterback, environment with, everyone in the league? And he said absolutely, and I tend to agree. He's still better, I think, than half the guys in the league. But he's also 42 years old, going to be 43. Like who is gonna pay that much for an older quarterback?
I don't think a lot of teams are going to dish out that much for an older quarterback.
But
I mean, he can still play. He can still play, but
right.
It's going to be a team that's desperate.
But at the same time,
other than the Jets,
at the same time, he's one of these like, well, either pay me what I want or I have no problem with retiring, and he has said that before. He has no problem with retiring. So I think if a team that he's willing to go to that already has a solid, team, like a solid base, I don't think if a team in that, like, that's already set to win, that's just a quarterback away, is able to pay him that amount.
Who would be your sorry, go ahead.
I think then he would go to that team and he would play another year. But if there's no team that fits those two criteria, I think he signs a one day deal with the Packers and
rolls off in the sunset,
goes off into retirement, and then we will never hear from him again. He says, "We'll see." But what were you gonna say?
Who is your dark horse team that would sign him?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
I
personally would be the Saints for some reason. They get Saints out of that.
I could maybe see the Saints. I just don't know if they're a quarterback away.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they still have some more rebuilding to do. I could see maybe the Colts.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
they experimented with Rivers last year, so.
I mean, the Colts have a solid team. They have a solid defense. They obviously have a good running game.
But it depends how Jones plays.
They did just lose Michael Pittman Jr.,
Yeah.
but they've got Alec Pierce back. I don't know.
Cleveland.
Could be no.
I know.
No.
I think he wouldn't do it either way.
No. Trying to think. I'm just kind of thinking through all the teams right now. Green Bay? No.
Carolina?
Honestly, Minnesota would be awesome. And that's coming from me, a Packers fan, but Minnesota would be a good fit with Kevin O'Connell, those weapons, what they got going on there. But they just brought in Kyler Murray. What were you going to say?
I say Carolina.
Nah, Bryce Young's their guy. They're not going to bring in Rodgers.
It wouldn't be Tennessee.
I could see maybe Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'll take Rodgers. I'll take 42-year-old Rodgers over Tua or Penix any day.
But they did experiment with Kirk Cousins. Look how that went.
Yeah, but come on. I'll take Rodgers over Cousins any day. Cousins can't hold Rodgers' jockstrap.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, let's be honest here. Like, I think its Falcons have weapons. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. They got something going on there. I would say Bucks, but they have Baker. And that's pretty much it. You know, unless you throw in a team like the Niners, but Brock Purdy's their guy. So there's a few teams I could see. I could maybe see the Falcons maybe making a move. I don't think the Vikings will, just because they already made their splash quarterback signing with Kyler. Plus they brought back Carson Wentz. They're probably just going to have them duke it out with J.J. McCarthy. Anyway, anything else on Aaron?
What about Arizona? I know they're not, but they have Jacoby Brissett and
Gardner Minshew, yeah. I mean, they could use Aaron, but does Aaron want to go there?
I mean, he's close to California.
They're not set to win though, and they play in a tough division.
They do.
Like, you got to play.
I think he's too old to fucking.
Like, literally, all the other teams in that division went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I think he knows he's too old to fucking just do that shit. Like, rip it.
Rodgers can't carry a team like he could in his prime.
No,
but he can still take you to the playoffs like he did last year. He had a solid year.
I think Indianapolis. If Jones doesn't work out or doesn't recover well,
if the Steelers don't bring him back,
that's a big if.
But it's a good situation in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah,
because you got your old head coach, you got good you got another guy opposite of DK, you got Roman Wilson now, who they're committed to running the slot. They got a solid tight end in Pat Freiermuth. They just brought in Rico Dowdle to play running back. I don't know, man. Let's move on. Chiefs signed corner Kyer Elam, or they agree to terms. Raiders signed quarterback Kirk Cousins to a 5-year deal.
Yes.
That's the big one from this past week.
Yes, the contingency plan.
I think what it is he's going to start this year for them.
Yep.
They're still going to draft Fernando.
Yep. I saw someone tag his buddy Alfredo. He tagged his buddy who's a Raiders fan. I said, basically the good old contingency plan just in case Mendoza just doesn't work out.
But I don't know.
That's an if. It's like, you know how it is. They have to have a backup plan.
I don't know.
Why would they sign him for a 5-year deal of 127 million or 117 million?
Well, I don't really know if I see it as a contingency plan though. I see it more as just like he's a veteran. Like, the thing is the Falcons situation was different. They signed Cousins to be the guy and then drafted Penix out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But Cousins knows the Raiders are going to draft Mendoza. He knows he's coming in to be a mentor. And if
he's also ready to be the guy, like, to step up back into there.
He'll be the bridge guy.
Yeah.
He'll be the bridge guy. He'll be the bridge and mentor.
But that's what I'm saying.
To Mendoza.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's the perfect mentor for a guy like Mendoza.
Yeah, but that's
because they're like the same attitude.
But yeah, that's why I'm also saying though that's just a backup plan for the Raiders. If Mendoza somehow doesn't go to the hype.
But then, but I don't think Mendoza even starts right away though.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if he does.
Yeah, if he does.
Or say a year or two.
But I don't think signing Kirk Cousins tells me that Fernando Mendoza is not starting week 1 unless Kirk gets hurt or something.
Yeah, but I just look at it as like an insurance deal.
Yeah, in a way. Jaguars signed Travon Walker to a 4-year deal, $110 million extension.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not see that one. So good catch.
Yeah, it just happened yesterday.
Nice.
He was drafted in the same round as Aiden Hutchinson, and they did a side by side. I saw, and Hutchinson has been better.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Walker,
and Hutchinson has missed time.
Yeah, Walker, he's good in his own right. It's just,
But that's big for the Jaguars though, because they're coming off one of the best seasons they've had in a while, and they need to bring back as many pieces as they can.
Speaking of the Jaguars, Jarrett sent me a picture. He got an autographed trading card of Leonard Fournette.
Oh,
I said that's cool, but it'd be a lot better if it was MJD
or Fred Taylor.
That's what he said too.
Yeah, Fred Taylor and MJD.
That's something, I think the trading card deals are cool, but like it's just it would be a bad hobby if I got into it. Too much money.
Now we get into the draft, some draft news. So top QB prospect Fernando Mendoza showed off some pretty insane accuracy at the Indiana Pro Day. So not really a whole lot there. There was a headline I saw and apparently he just showed off some really insane accuracy. So
dope.
Dolphins are hosting combine superstar quarterback Taylon Green out of Arkansas. Green is 6'6" and 227. He ran a 4.36 40-yard dash, which is reportedly the fastest ever for a quarterback. He had a 43.5 vertical jump and a 134-inch broad jump. Both were combine bests. And there are also reports that the Dolphins are also meeting with Carson Beck out of Miami and Ty Simpson out of Alabama.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, reminding these two quarterbacks. John Gruden's going to be doing his quarterback camp again on Barstool. So he has Carson Beck, Ty Simpson in there, pretty much all the quarterbacks from the
Mendoza.
Yep. And then I also saw this next one. I just saw that yesterday.
Yeah, so this 21-year-old Nigerian prospect, I'm just going to probably butcher this, but Uar Bernard. Is that wrong? What is it?
No, that's right. It's just you are Bernard. But hey,
you are Bernard.
But
is going viral.
Unique name, I will say.
He's going viral for his insane athletic testing at the HBCU showcase. This dude is 6'4.5" for his height, 306 pounds. I accidentally typed lobs. Meant to be just LBS for pounds. But get this, at 306 pounds, he's only 6% body fat. So this dude's also just shredded. He has a vertical of 39 inches, a broad jump of 10-10, which is 14 inches longer than any other defensive tackle in the whole draft process. And he runs a 4.63 40-yard dash. Anyone over 300 pounds that can run a sub 5 40-yard dash, that's insane.
I hope he gets drafted.
For a guy that big to be that fast and athletic, man.
But it's sad. He'll probably go in the late second, third, or fourth round.
He'll probably get drafted late just because he's not super well known.
Yeah.
But who's to know if he even ends up being good in the league? Just because he's an athletic specimen doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a great football player.
Yeah, because they got players in the league that've been there for years.
Well, yeah, and the thing is you can be an athletic freak and not be good at football. And on the flip side, you can be not like an athletic specimen and still be a great football player, depending on your position. You need to know leverages, you need to know the technicalities of the position you play in the game. But I wish him nothing but the best. I think at the very least, it's entertaining. I hope it ends up being something great. And he's the type of guy with that type of size and athleticism. You could use him on offense here and there, maybe as a tight end or a fullback or something. I would love to see a guy this size and this jack just get the ball down near the goal line and just truck somebody over. That'd be cool to see. But anyway,
Moving
that is
on.
it for the NFL. Moving on to college football. Starting with the Huskers. Obviously, we had the spring game last Saturday, March 28th. The official attendance was stated to be 27,188. So not a huge turnout, but it is more than some expected. The Husker Online podcast expected 15 to 20,000. And then Adam Carricker said he expected only like 20 to 22,000 on his podcast, Carricker Chronicles.
Yeah, I think it hasn't been that low since Skolich.
Yeah, it was pretty low, but like I said, more than some expected. So
Yeah, the last time I've been to a spring game is when Bo Pelini brought his cat. That's the only one I've been to. So
I've been to a few. The last one I went to was actually Scott Frost's first year. But anyway, I just kind of did a little positional breakdown for the spring game. So starting with the quarterbacks, obviously we got the transfer QB Anthony Calandria. Definitely looked like the clear starter. He went 12 of 19 for 80 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He also had 21 rushing yards on 3 carries. And from what it sounds like, he
is going to be QB1.
He's definitely QB1, and he looked a lot quicker, not just physically, but also just in his decision making.
Yeah.
Than former starting quarterback Dylan Raiola. So that's a little refreshing to hear. So Kale's laptop is running low, so I'm going to let him figure that out. I will move on to the next quarterback, sophomore TJ Lateef. Finished 5 of 13 for 29 passing yards. So not incredibly accurate, but I think he was letting it rip a little bit, trying to throw it downfield a little bit. But he also added 24 rushing yards on 5 carries. And then the other quarterback, sophomore Daniel Kalen, he got reps on both teams, and his combined totals were 10 of 18 for 54 passing yards. So overall, not bad from the quarterbacks. Obviously, Calandria was the top performer. Lateef was a little, I guess you could say, inaccurate, but like I said, I think he was trying to really try to shoot downfield a little bit. So
I think we're going to have more of a backup quarterback competition this year.
Do you think Lateef and Kalen will have to compete for the backup role?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see, actually. There's a thing, I think Lateef has insane physical skills. I didn't really see it last year, but I haven't really been huge on him. But it's Calandria definitely looked promising. So, but we'll. Do you have any other thoughts on the quarterbacks?
No, I just think Calandria is just going to be QB1.
For
like
sure.
I said, there probably should be a competition for backup, and hopefully goes well. Running backs, though, I am kind of excited.
Oh yeah,
.
Yeah, running back. So, true freshman Jamal Rule showed us he has potential to be really good. Rule's final stats: 9 carries for 121 rushing yards and a touchdown. He hasn't been the outright starter yet going into the season, but obviously this strong performance helps. He looked really good. What are your thoughts on Jamal Rule?
I think he's going to be a good replacement for Emmett Johnson, who departed to the NFL draft.
Do you think he will be named the outright starter once the season starts?
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I think he will be, but, I mean, we have a lot because
we have some other good backs, though,
I can also see Mosey might, for some reason, be number 1 because he's been there. So we have a great running back room.
We'll keep going here. So, honestly, the guy who's probably going to be, let's see, 5th string going into the season, redshirt freshman Connor Booth. He was actually 2nd in total rushing yards with 80, and he had 13 carries and a touchdown. So even he looked good, and he's going to, like I said, he's probably going to be 5th string going into the season. And then junior running back Quentin Ives, who's kind of the bigger dude, but he got reps on both teams. He led all running backs in total carries with 14, and he also rushed for 55 yards, and he also added a reception for 10 yards, and it was stated that he reportedly looked slimmer and quicker than last season. So he's probably dropped a few pounds, been working on his speed. He's known as a bigger back, power back, so it's cool to see that, he's focusing a little bit more on his speed and agility. And then we had the sophomores, Isaiah Mosey and Mekhi Nelson had a near even split in carries. Mosey had 6, Nelson had 7. Their yards gained were also similar. Mosey with 41, Nelson with 38. Those are the other two guys, right? So they both were backups to Emmett Johnson last year. Mosey was in there more because he adds that passing threat, whereas Nelson is more of like your standard like bell cow running back, gonna run it in between the tackles. Mosey is not like so Ives, he's worked on getting slimmer and quicker. Mosey, I heard, has been working on running in between the tackles with more power and aggression.
I think we're going to use a lot of these guys.
What I like to hear is our running backs, they all have their strengths, but they've gotten better at their weaknesses too.
Right. Yep.
You know? But from what I've heard on, I think it was the Husker Online podcast with Steve Sipple and Sean Callahan, it still sounds like, for right now anyway, the approach this season will be running back by committee. Obviously, I think it'll be Rule, Nelson, and Mosey splitting time, getting most of the work. But we could potentially see Ives in some short yardage goal line situations. But if Rule keeps performing like he did in this game, I could see him just running away with it too.
I really do. I really think Rule's going to get the starting position on this one.
Because he's got some balance. Like, he's fast, but he's also got some size, some strength. Anything else on running backs?
Nope.
Okay. Wide receivers and tight ends. Junior wide receiver Ja'Cory Barney Jr. led all pass catchers with 6 receptions for 43 yards and a tutty. And starting senior tight end Luke Lindenmeyer had 3 catches for 11 yards. Sophomore wideout Quinn Clark, big dude. He joined Barney as the only 2 receivers to score a touchdown on the day. And it was actually Clark's only stat. It was an 8-yard touchdown reception, and that was it for him on the day in terms of stats. And then we had a few receivers, wide receivers Larry Miles, Jeremiah Jones, and Hayes Miller each had 15 receiving yards. Miles on 3 catches, Jones on 2, Miller on 1. And then the true freshman tight end, Luke Sorensen, who I've heard a lot. I actually heard him on Matt Rule's podcast towards the end of last season. He had 13 yards on 2 catches. And then starting junior wide receiver Isaiah Hunter, he did not play in the game. He was on the roster, but he pulled his hamstring during spring practice, so he did not play in this game. So
I'm surprised Carter Nelson didn't play.
I think he might have played. He just might not have. He didn't have any stats. He didn't catch any passes, apparently. Maybe he didn't play at all. I don't know. But the offensive line, the big thing I took away from this is they are massive.
Yeah,
like
I saw that, yeah.
Bigger and better.
And bigger than I've seen in a while.
And they're experienced.
And Wade,
Jeep Wade.
Yeah, Jeep, I think he's been beefing them guys up, and he seems like he gives a shit.
3 new transfer starters, Brendan Black and Paul Mubenga at guard, and Tree Babalade at right tackle. And then moving on to the defense, transfer defensive tackle Jazeer Whittington appeared to be one of the, if not the best pass rusher on the team. He ended the first half with the sack on starting quarterback Anthony Calandria. And then sophomore linebacker Derek Wacker led the whole team in tackles with 10. Redshirt freshman linebacker Will Hawthorne was second with 6.
Who also is a transfer.
Yep. Junior linebacker Vincent Shavers Jr. and senior safety Dwayne McDougall III each had 5 tackles. Redshirt freshman linebackers Christian Jones, Pierce Mooberry, and sophomore D tackle Landon Davidson each had 4 tackles. And sophomore corner Donovan Jones had 3 tackles, and he also caught the lone interception of the day. Any other thoughts on the defense, Cale? I just kind of went through the stats here.
I think, the players that we got added, or, we've added some size and some stuff like that. A little concerning is I feel like the defense could have played a little bit better.
Yeah, I think in scrimmages, like the spring game, obviously it's a glorified scrimmage.
Yeah.
And I think in scrimmages like this, the focus is more so on the offense.
Yeah.
And letting the offense get their shit together, whereas the defense, they're not really... the defense is supposed to go like not full speed either.
But the real question is it too early to start worrying about defense?
I think they played all right. It wasn't like super high scoring or anything.
No.
So I don't know. I think,
and the reason I say that is because we got a new coach. So
yeah, I think if anything, I think it's too early to worry about the defense. And I think if anything, this showed us we have some good depth on defense.
Yep.
Last thing about the spring game is the field goal kicking. So we had 3 kickers kick field goals. Freshman kicker Michael Sarkisi's went 1 for 1 and nailed a 49-yarder.
He's another Australian player.
Junior kicker John Hole went 2 for 2, making 32 and 33-yarders. And junior kicker Kyle Cunanan, who started last year, went 1 for 1, making a 38-yarder. So overall, our kickers went 4 for 4 on field goals, and it was windy. It was windy inside Memorial Stadium, so that's pretty good. I'm liking our field goal kicking. Any final thoughts on the spring game, Kale?
I'm just ready for the season to start, to be honest.
Is it football season yet? Oh, wait, it's not even summer yet.
No.
Let's enjoy summer first.
But I just hope that, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be like every year we either have a good offense, bad defense, or great defense, bad offense.
Yeah.
But the quarterback, it just seems like it's just, like you said, it's a sign of relief, breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to like Calandria. I've seen him play. I saw him play against Hawaii last year on TV, and I thought the dude played really good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see the South Dakota State, the San Diego State players that, came in with the DC.
Rob Orich
and Hawthorne. And, I'm just excited to see his players do. But around the nation of college football.
We'll move on to around the nation. This is something I forgot to mention last week about Dylan Raiola. I mentioned he has to compete for the backup role at Oregon. But I guess he also asked permission from both Marcus Mariota and Dylan Gabriel to wear jersey number 8 for Oregon this season.
Man, that kid is creating a lot of pressure for himself. And
well, he's just Dylan, Marcus Mariota, I understand. He's an Oregon legend. He won a Heisman. Dylan Gabriel, it's come on. He played 1 year at Oregon. I don't know. But anyway.
That's a lot of shoes to fill.
Yeah.
More on the Marcus Mariota side, But
at the same time, he's competing for a backup role, too. I don't know. The thing is I like Dylan Raiola, and I do wish he stayed at Nebraska. That said, I am excited about Calandria. I don't want to, to take away from Calandria. I think he's going to be great. But I feel like he's just not doing himself any favors.
Yeah.
By saying this shit, doing this shit. He's turning himself into a meme.
He's turning himself into the villain. He's going through a villain arc.
He's turning himself into a fucking joke, into a meme.
Yeah. I think he's a great player, but
he's got all the talent in the world to be a future first-round pick.
His character is showing. His real character showing.
Yeah. He's got talent to be a first-round pick in the future, but he's just bringing too much attention to himself and being such a diva. And it's dude, just put your head down.
Play the fucking game.
And work.
Do it for the game. Come on.
Anyway,
do it for
moving on. That's enough about Dylan Raiola. Charlie, this one's funny. This one I also heard on The Rush, Max Crosby's podcast. Shameless plug. Charlie Huff, head coach for Memphis football, is not allowing music at practice. He compared it to the Navy SEALs.
I agree to disagree with this.
I think. Well, okay. Here's the thing. There's two things to this. It's two-pronged. I'm all for a coach instilling their culture and what their rules are. If that means no music at practice, that means no music at practice. But the moment he's it's because look at the Navy SEALs, look at what they do. That's where you lose me. Because it's you don't do it because you're trying to be like the Navy SEALs. The Navy SEALs are the Navy SEALs. This is college football. This ain't the goddamn military. This is college football. Do it because that's your culture and that's your style and that's how you lead. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what they mentioned on the podcast I heard it on, Max Crosby. That's exactly, and it's I agree. If you're going to instill something, be about tell them it's because this is your thing, not because the Navy SEALs, this is how the Navy SEALs do it. They don't play music.
Which they don't.
They don't. But at the same time, that's you don't have to say you don't do it because they don't do it. You know what I mean? Just don't do it because that's your culture. You don't have to. You don't have to compare yourself to the Navy SEALs. God, for Christ's sake, like that's a whole different level of hard. Like, don't even try to compare college football to the U.S. military. In my opinion, it's not even half as hard. The training.
So what I was gonna say is to be fair, this guy has everywhere he's went has had winning seasons, made bowl games. I mean, the first time he went, he went to Southern Miss. His whole team followed him. So, anyway, what I was gonna also say is, okay, the reason I can kind of see why he doesn't do the music thing is he wants their attention to the.
They want to focus on practice. Yeah.
And
then
that's
say
good.
that.
That's good.
Say that.
Because, there's going to be kids out there listening to music, dancing around, not focused. And, if you.
I can see good on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, you can. Sometimes music will help you lock in even more.
It does.
But if you're the head coach and you say no music at practice because the focus, this, and that, okay. Awesome. Like that's your rule. You don't have to go on and be like,
and if you don't like it,
that's
just
what the
transfer
Navy
out.
SEAls do. Like, I feel like that was not needed.
Yeah,
that part of it.
I mean, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels, I suppose. But
moving on, the NCAA has denied Virginia quarterback Chandler Morris a 7th season of eligibility. This guy was getting kind of memed a little bit, so I had to throw that in there. It was some guy made a post. I forgot the name, but he was like, at some point, these kids, like, they need to
just move on
and like face the real world.
Like, I get injuries and stuff, whatever.
Yeah, but like seventh season, man. Like,
yeah, and a lot of these kids are graduate transfers anyway.
And there's also high school kids coming in wanting to get their opportunity.
Or they transfer.
And if you're a 7th season, like basically a 3rd-year senior at that point, you're preventing these younger dudes from getting an opportunity to play. So,
or actually, never mind. That doesn't matter.
And then this last part
just happened yesterday.
Kale, I didn't think to add this. Kale reminded me, but President Trump is aiming to pass an executive order to limit.
He did. I thought he did pass it.
Well, the article I saw was he was aiming to pass, but maybe he did pass it. An executive order to limit NCAA athletes to 5 years and 1 transfer.
How do we feel about this?
I like it. I mean, I feel like the transfer portal has been abused.
It has. Like, because back in the day, it used to be 1 or 2 transfers, and that's it.
Yeah.
And my laptop died, but that's okay. The thing is like I told you off camera when I told you to add it, I said Nick Saban had a good part in this. Some other former coaches and had a good influence on this. I think they have a committee for it now. But like you said, it's sad that the NCAA had to wait until the president got involved. Yeah. And you know how that makes them look?
That's the thing is, like, the president of the United States should not have to get involved on this. Like he's got bigger shit to worry about. Like,
I mean, with Iran,
I'm not gonna dive deep into politics and all the other shit going on in the world.
Right.
But that's not even political, honestly. But I'm just saying, like, he's got bigger fish to fry. He's got bigger shit to worry about than
I told you,
football.
He's
sports.
He's just a big sports fan. I'm sure he's tired. He's tired of seeing it too.
Yeah, he's a big sports fan, but
we've talked about NIL like a lot on here. So like, what I will say is, I'm glad that someone's finally doing something about it.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be him.
It shouldn't have to be him from the president.
It shouldn't be him.
But
anyway,
like I said, NCAA just made themselves look bad about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to, we're going to start talking a little bit about UFL, spring football. I'm honestly just going to go through the scores and the players of the week and then the upcoming matchups. Week 1 scores. We had the Birmingham Stallions defeated the Louisville Kings 15-13.
Which Louisville is a new team, so.
Nice. We had DC Defenders at St. Louis Battlehawks. St. Louis won 16-10. We had Houston Gamblers at Dallas Renegades. Dallas won 36-17. Columbus Aviators at Orlando Storm. Orlando won 23-16. And then our players of the week. Offense, we had Austin Reed, quarterback of the Dallas Renegades. Defense, we had Jordan Mosley, strong safety of the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yep. And Austin Reed, actually, speaking of him, he actually put in the record books for his performance.
Nice. And then special teams, we had Matt McCrane, kicker of the DC Defenders. And then looking to our week 2 matchups, we have DC Defenders at Columbus Aviators. That's going to be Friday on Fox at 7 p.m. Or I guess that was yesterday, because yesterday was Friday. So that game already happened. So I'll look up that score here if you want to look up that score, unless your computer died.
Your computer died. I was looking on my phone.
But tonight at 7 p.m., the Louisville Kings will take on the Orlando Storm in Orlando at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Tomorrow afternoon, Birmingham Stallions at Houston Gamblers on NFL Network at 5 p.m. And then on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., we have St. Louis Battlehawks at Dallas Renegades on FS1. So let's look up that DC Defenders Columbus Aviators game.
I got it.
Ooh, that was
44-26.
Yeah, high scoring game. DC won 44-26 last night. So
yeah, let us know how you feel about us talking about the UFL. I just brought it up last week.
I just kind of looked into it. Yeah, he brought it up, said the season started. I'm like, we can add it in.
Football, you know.
Yeah. Now we'll get into college basketball. Huskers head coach Fred Hoiberg named AP National Coach of the Year.
Woohoo!
Pretty sweet stuff, man. So I think it's well deserved. Led the team to the greatest season in team history. It sucks it had to end with a loss to Iowa.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just
fuck Iowa.
Yeah. And then a little March Madness update. So the Elite 8 games, UConn upset Duke. They won by 1. Illinois made easy work of Iowa, beating them by 12.
Good.
Arizona blew out Purdue by 15. And Michigan completely dismantled Tennessee by 33. So UConn beating Duke was the only upset of the Elite 8 round. Otherwise, it was all blowouts by the favorites. So in our Final Four, we have UConn versus Illinois and Arizona versus Michigan. And what are our predictions, Kale, for the Final Four? UConn versus Illinois and Arizona versus Michigan.
UConn and Michigan.
I'm gonna say Illinois and Arizona. And then I'm gonna say Arizona wins it all.
Yeah, and then you also have women's here real quick too. Is
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be South Carolina versus UCLA in the national championship, and
I'll take UCLA.
there was a lot of drama last night between in the game. Well, after the game,
I heard about that too.
Don Staley, South Carolina, who always has a known history to being, kind of a instigator or whatever, drama.
Yeah.
And then with legendary coach Gino from UConn, and
Yeah.
we're not going to get into it because I don't know much about it. I just saw it this morning.
I saw the headline, but I didn't really read much into it.
How do you feel about that Duke shot there, or the last second UConn Duke?
I didn't see it.
Really?
No.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, it was pretty cool. At last second, they stole the ball and they shot it up, and they won the game against Duke, and it just shocked the shit out of everybody. But
Crazy.
yeah, we got anything else?
That's all I've got for everyone today. I hope you all enjoyed listening to us, or just lots of sports, man. That's what I've been focusing on. So next week we may be recording on a different day. I have to coach at a powerlifting meet in Orchard. One of my staff, I'm going to be coaching at this meet. So AAU Federation, so it's like a high school fed, but anyone can compete. So yeah, that's what I got going on. So we'll either record at a different time, or I'll just send the doc to Kale, and Kale will record on his own. I don't know yet, but if that's all we've got, we'll go ahead and close her out.
I just do want to say one thing, and I didn't mention at the beginning when I talked about my workout and stuff. I do have episode 3. I didn't like how I filmed it, so I'm going to redo it today.
Okay.
I just didn't like how I did it. So, yeah, we'll go from there. So go ahead and close us out, buddy.
I also just want to say that I want to thank everyone that actually does tune in and listen. And it means a lot because I know Kale puts a lot of work into this. He puts a lot of time and money into this. And I take time out of my, busy schedule to create these docs so we have content to talk about. And, it's not just some easy hobby. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So I just want to thank everyone that actually likes and subscribes and shares and supports us. So, but with that all being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, a great week ahead. Shout out Agent Life. Check out Touching Base, Useless Assumptions, Talking Dirt, and give them a like and a follow. And until next time, peace out. Bye.
Peace out. Bye.